Cool.
Sean,
Matt, it has been so long.
where's Kyle? I figured he'd be waiting on both of us.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a family man, so things aren't as
Wait a minute.
predictable as. Wait, you are too. So say it again.
You are too.
Yes, but not like you guys are. I just got married, so I'm new to this game.
Did you get married since we last spoke?
I did. It was in December, the day before my birthday. So she gave me no excuses to forget the anniversary.
Muzzle tov. My anniversary.
Thank you.
Mine is New Year's Eve, so I never forget that one.
Great way to celebrate too.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the heck is Kyle? What is wrong with him?
I don't know. Did you text him?
You know what? Let's just talk about him since he's not here.
I'll tell you, that guy being all nice and organized and running the business so everybody will like it. I just can't take it anymore. I'm done with him. Okay.
Well, I'm doing this very exciting thing where we're talking live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time.
Oh, awesome.
And I can do this cool thing where I go, look at that. Can you see that?
Matt, did you get married? Oh, from Brittany. Oh, excellent. You're going to be teaching me then. This is all kind of news for me.
This is super duper exciting. So the last time we spoke, you and I, let's see, somebody said, I don't know who Sean is, and I don't know if they're joking or not, but I guess as a host, I should say, hey, everybody, this is Sean Corvelle, a.k.a. the Mirror Man, a.k.a. I think I used to have you in my phone as Start Line Sean. That's what I first put you in my phone as. The man who has sent off literally hundreds of thousands of mutters in the last 10 years. Would that be a correct statement?
Yeah, it seems that way since 2011. Yeah.
Right. So that's who Sean is. And we're here to talk because it's a new year. And Kyle's going to come on. We're going to talk about the new year. We're going to talk about you guys have a podcast, but I want to catch up with you first. Jimmy Taylor III says Sean is the man. Last time
thank you, Jimmy. I am a man, not quite the man. Thank you, though.
The last time we spoke, we did, I think, was around virtual racing time. So this summer, I guess. What have you been doing since the summer?
Okay, so yes, it was when you launched your first virtual race,
right?
Which I heard was awesome. Went by really quick. I saw the end results.
It was phenomenal. It was awesome.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
And the ones preceding that one were great too.
It was my one good idea of 2020. And then what was the? Look at that. What was the? Now everybody's saying you're the man. Look at that. Bam. What have you been doing since the summer?
So pretty much adhering to all COVID guidelines.
I'm not the police.
That right up front.
I'm not the popo.
And it was really cool. It was kind of great timing in that I had just met my wife, Christy. So, dude, that was a time where we really got to know each other. We spent as much time together as possible. So there wasn't much distraction. So it was that's pretty much what I did over the summer. And then we had, of course, the stream with Kyle on that we did on Mondays, Motivation Mondays. That was fun. And every now and then, just like this, connect with the different mutters out there, along with, my mutter family, my family, and just making sure everybody's all right and moving along fine. So that was my summer, I guess we would call it.
Oh, look who it is.
Matt B. Davis.
Kyle McLaughlin.
Coming to you live from the WeWork Atlanta, home of Obstacle Racing Media.
Look at you. You know me so well. That's exactly right. That is exactly right.
I know your backdrop.
Yeah, look, I can write stuff. Look at this. Look at that.
Oh, look at that. Got the whiteboard and everything. If it was animated, I'd get off this line right now.
I can do super fun stuff with this, but my focus is only so what do you call it? Limited.
Okay, see, my only problem with having the whiteboard behind me is it doesn't have a correct spell, an autocorrect spell. So you'll see just how bad I am at spelling if I was to write anything.
So are you in California, Sean?
Yeah, I flew into Cali last night, actually. I'm still making that transition into Utah. So
So I knew you got married. I didn't know you moved. You moved to Utah?
yes, still making that transition. Yes, it's a slow getting everything over that way. Yeah, kind of.
Have you increased the racial makeup of that state by 40% or more?
We would say what, 50%? There was one guy that was just elected to office someplace there that I know of. Yeah. No, yes, a little bit. I would say. So, and I like Utah so far. It's been awesome. I've been going to Utah for a long time. I used to do comedy there way back in the days. In fact, I did a New Year's Eve there in Provo for them, which was one of my favorite New Year's Eve ever. So, so far, I've had a great history with Utah.
What comedy club was there?
That was Johnny B's at the time.
Johnny B's.
Yeah,
I never did that. I never did that room. There was another big room, wasn't there? What was there? Wise Guys there, maybe?
There might be, because there's one now that I know that's close to where I'm at that I will definitely be checking out to, sort of keep the chops going. It might be Wise Guys. It's in a more mall area right there in Salt Lake.
So Matt, are you a veteran of the Utah stand-up comedy scene?
Well, I think big fans of this program know I did stand up for approximately 10 years. I did tour this great land of ours. I never made more than enough to fill my gas tank and buy some food and cigarettes, but it was a great time. So I think I missed Utah, but I think every other state, like including like the Dakotas and Montana, and one of these crazy triple runs, which I know Sean knows about. So
yeah, I know so well.
But yeah, that's living.
Matt,
that's living.
See, I always say to people too that I think everyone should do an open mic at least once in life. Everyone should do it. I think it would be, it's like therapy. It's liberating, all that stuff.
Well, I would say twice then, because the first time they're going to be so overwhelmed, I think, by it that they can't even like take it all in.
All right. Dr.
You should just add that as an obstacle on the Tough Mudder course, right? Like you've got to stop and do a bit for the audience. You can entertain the crowd waiting at Everest. Then you've won.
That would be funny.
I want to show people that Gary just gave a $4 super sticker. So if you're on YouTube right now, you can give me money. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, that's neat. Wow.
What is a super sticker? You can buy like a digital sticker?
Yeah, it's like, you should know this, Kyle. I know you're on top of all the tech platforms, right? As a CEO of a
I'm right there.
Endurance conglomerate that you are.
People pay me to come run in the mud, right? Remember how relatively simple.
All the different platforms want to be like, hey, be on our platform. Here's a way we can do it for you. How about if we let people give you money? And this thing with stickers is you can like specifically, like I could make little happy mutter stickers and you give those, and it's a whole thing.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Do we know about this?
You should look seriously. You should look into it. So
where are my stickers going? The GameStop, maybe.
All right, so let's get into this. People are asking some TM questions, and I definitely want to get to those. But I do want to talk about the specific reason you're here, which is at long last, a Tough Mudder podcast is coming to join the world of OCR podcasts, and I want to hear all about it.
I mean, we're only a day or 100 late to the game here, right? But we wanted to make sure
it's never too late. It's never too late.
Well, we did it. We did it right, though. So, I mean, who better to host the Tough Mudder podcast than the voice of Tough Mudder himself? So, Mr. Sean Corvelle's podcast drops tomorrow, February 10th. The first 3 episodes.
And it's called No Excuses, Bitch. No? Is that what it's called?
The bitch is opaque on the
what is it called really?
No excuses. Just no excuses. Yeah. Sort of that mentality of that Tough Mudder mentality that no matter what, get it done. No excuses.
We're planning to offer an after hours version that will debut a little bit later in the year called No Excuses Bitch. So but you're gonna have to pay for that one.
And does it launch tomorrow, did you say?
Yes.
No Excuses, yeah. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, and send stickers. I'll give you my exact address.
John and Corvelle will work for stickers.
Exactly.
Well, there's all kinds. So tell me about it though. Is it weekly, bi-weekly? Talk to me about what's going to happen.
So first 3 episodes dropping now. We'll be on bi-weekly for a bit as we kind of build up our library, and then move into weekly once we're up and in the event season with Atlanta. Maybe we'll get you on the podcast, Matt. We'll do a podcast crossover episode around the Atlanta Tough Mudder season launch in April, and we'll be on weekly episodes from the season onwards. So a mix of inspiring stories from the community, experts from the outside world, kind of giving you their own perspective on fitness, nutrition, mindfulness, kind of mental health, a wide range of topics, all relevant to not just running a Tough Mudder event, but how to be tough, how to live the no excuses lifestyle.
Yeah. For me, also, it's like I want to that same feeling that we had when we were doing our Motivation Mondays. Kyle and I were hosting that. Those were fun. I enjoyed those. And also that same feeling that people get at the start line, and I've said this before, where not just the people that are there to run it, which would be, I would assume, our Mudder family, but those people in the peripheral that are there to support other people, that just happen to be there volunteering or working, people that didn't think that they had anything to do with Tough Mudder or could relate to it, after hearing this will be like, oh, this totally relates to me, whether I'm out there running in the mud or not, just in life in general. So that's what I hope to establish with this. And under that whole guise of just like Tough Mudder also being fun.
Yeah, I think you picked the right guy, Kyle.
Yeah, no concern. Awesome. So many people show up to a Tough Mudder event, have that start line experience with Sean, walk away from that. Whether they ever come back to Tough Mudder again, right? But that moment sticks with them. I had a good time, and that guy at the start line really, kind of set the tone for me. So how do we bring that to the masses? And you come and see Sean at the start line in Atlanta or Michigan or California, wherever you choose to run this year. But you can get Sean now on your in your headphones whenever you want, and get a little bit dose of that Tough Mudder inspiration.
What Kyle doesn't know is that Matt and I were talking a while back about doing a podcast. Remember? And we wanted to pitch it to Tough Mudder at the time, because I think Matt's awesome. Every time I've seen his interviews, and I was always telling him, dude, you should be like, have a podcast, you should have your own show. I'll be your Ed McMahon or your backup guy, whatever, your color guy, So we were discussing that at first a while back. So this is pretty cool.
Yeah, this was before your time, Kyle. We at once thought we might do that. But no, I'm stoked you guys are doing it. I think it'll be fun. Listen, for people that, like you jokingly said about it, like, when there's more races and more OCR content, that's good for everybody. So I'm happy. Yeah,
absolutely, man. I always feel like OCR is a great family too. Just the OCR as a whole. That, Matt. I told you before, it's like you have your finger on the pulse of the OCR world as far as I'm concerned. And that to me is what I'm looking to show people again, that this world, this OCR world, our Mudder Nation, our Mudder community family is you, no matter where you're at, what country you're in, who this is listening to it. These are your people also. These are your cousins, your wife, your husband, your relatives in any kind of way.
So let's talk about, I know, Kyle, when you realized that Atlanta was going to end up being the first event of the year, you were like, how perfect is this? It's where Matt is. Everybody had to deal with Matt when Worlds was there. Now it's our kickoff for 2021. We still haven't had Waffle House together. You're still pretty stoked, right?
I mean, it feels like the perfect weird end cap, right? Like we finished 2019 together with you in Atlanta, and then we had this bizarre like 18-month time warp in between, and somehow we're going to end up right back in Atlanta to kick the season off this year. So it really couldn't be better. I mean, Waffle House in particular, I think we should host like an official Waffle House pro team gathering, right?
Wait, you have a pro team now? What?
No, you've got a pro team, right? Waffle House Elite.
Oh, there you go. Yes. Okay. I thought you meant Tough Mudder pro team.
No. Yeah, that's a remnant of days gone by. No Tough Mudder pro team. So.
I think Georgia's appropriate too for us to kick off there. I mean, they kind of set the tone for this year, from what what we've experienced on television, socially, also dealing with last year. You guys were huge.
We turned that shit blue,
you
man.
Guys were huge, man. Awesome.
Georgia's the place to be is really what it comes down to, right? Everyone starts and ends in Georgia these days.
Yeah. So I think it's quite appropriate we begin there.
So we are launching that weekend. Is it? Let's tell everybody what's offered. Is it 5K and a classic? Is it both days? What's happening in Atlanta, the first event of the year?
So classic Tough Mudder weekend, Saturday, Sunday, 24th, 25th of April. Classic and a 5K, tougher wave on Saturday. No mini mutter, no kids event. So we're going to have kids events won't start until a little bit further into the season, and we'll be kind of announcing a new rebrand of the kids event coming out in early March here. But just because we are going to be managing capacity for the early events until we're kind of fully through the COVID situation here. So we do start times are pretty limited, Matt. So if you've checked on Atlanta recently, quite a bit of Saturday is already sold out. So I think 9 a.m. through noon is already sold out on Classic, and a number of the 5K waves are starting to sell out too, which is great. But we do have plenty of capacity Saturday afternoon, Sunday all day. And we're going to be debuting, and Matt will have to get you out to do a little sneak peek there. But we have, in COVID, completely overhauled every single obstacle we've got. So a lot of even the fan favorites coming back are going to be brand new physical structures, and every experience, although very much similar to what you've had in the past on the repeat obstacles, are going to be new in and of themselves. So you might have a slightly different Everest than you've had before. A different Funky Monkey is going to have new features to it. So literally a brand new set of everything.
Wait a minute. This is big news, because usually you do betas or you do some sort of video thing. This is just going to happen. You guys are going to launch these 2.0s or whatever they are in Atlanta.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, we will do some immediately before Atlanta, behind the scenes kind of look as we're putting all this stuff together. But it's literally being fabricated right now. So there will not be the big unveil that we've had in the past. It will be a right into Atlanta. First time you will see it will be on the ground at the Atlanta event.
I will be there. The Fairburn, aka Wakanda, aka there's another city that it's right on the border of, Chattahoochee Hills, aka Buchanan Farms. Venue is 45-ish minutes from my house, so I will absolutely come out early and check it out.
Yeah, we'll be going to, our team's going to be there for like a month ahead of time, because we got a lot. I mean, we haven't touched anything since December of 2019, right? So we've got a lot of.
Is the stuff still there? Is there a truck still there?
We got some stuff we got stuff all over the place, but we're putting it all back together in Atlanta, getting the show on the road, and it's going to be a very fresh, polished, kind of brand new Tough Mudder that you'll see kicking off in April, and then we roll straight to Missouri from there. So
your build team is going to be here. You're not going to come out to like the week before, though, right?
Should I make promises on that now? I don't know. I may pop down to check on things and see how they're going. So I've been known to pick up a hammer and swing a hammer every once in a while.
All right. Well, here's,
or if I didn't show up, but may surprise them.
Okay. Here's a question from Peter Gascoigne. Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
It's a French last name. New obstacles in UK? Question mark.
Yes, Peter, some new obstacles coming in the UK. Not a full overhaul there, but a partial overhaul coming in the UK. So, and you'll see those. The UK season we've delayed to kind of line up with the UK vaccination scheme. So the UK season is going to kick off in July now, but all the full calendar is going to happen. It's going to be a packed UK season, almost back-to-back weekends from July straight to early October.
What do we think about Germany? Somebody asked about Germany as soon as we got on the call. Do we know about Germany?
Germany, we're pretty close. Able to open up probably 2 events later in the fall in Germany. So we're still working through some local restrictions on kind of how they want to treat things there, but hopefully 2 fall events in Germany should be live within the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Gary B wants to know, do you have any thoughts on mattress toppers?
I personally love a memory foam mattress topper. I'm a big fan. It's funny, Matt. I mean, I don't know if you remember when we did beta in Atlanta back in 2018, right? End of the 2018 season. You came out and we threw your son into the freezing cold obstacle, and
Yes.
well, we actually tested mattress toppers as like crash pads in an obstacle.
Which obstacle was that?
It's back when we were doing the gauntlet. If you remember, we had the sections that had water and foam in them, and we had put mattress toppers in the bottom of the pool to see if we could absorb the shock of you falling off of the Kong rings with a little less water in it. As it turned out, mattress toppers were not a whole lot of fun to try to get to sink in the bottom of a water pit.
This is an interesting question by Chris. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to answer it. It says, are there any specific regions in the U.S. that are creating more difficulties for events? I assume he means, I don't know what I'll assume he means. I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, I'll take a stab here. I mean, there are certainly more venues that are, have got more challenging terrain than others, right? Like if you're running Tejon or Sonoma, or ones that have got pretty substantial elevation. Seattle, even the Michigan venue, there's some technical difficulties on those. We've got 3 toughest events on deck for this year: Philly, Seattle, Chicago in the U.S., the Midlands in the UK. If you want to come and take on the 12-hour piece, all Tough Mudder courses will be a minimum of 10 miles this year. So that's a bit of an adaptation, Matt. If you remember, we were, for a while there, when we first kind of rolled out the switch from full to classic was an 8 to 10 mile range. We're at least 10 now, and several courses maybe a bit more than that, depending on how things lay out this year. So kind of back to the tried and true 10 miles, 25 obstacles.
You're saying minimum 10 miles, so it could be longer.
Yeah, some courses don't lay out to a perfect 10, right? You want to get to like a 10.1 or a 10.2. It's not going to be 12 now, but we allow ourselves a little bit of wiggle room between 10 and 10 and a half there.
Well, I think there were a couple 8s early on, and I think people were not happy. Like we want our 10 miles of suffering or 10 miles of joy, or 8 made people unhappy.
8 at Glen Helen, nobody's complaining about, right? Like 8 at Glen Helen feels adequate. You feel like you've put your day's work in, right? 8 at Atlanta feels like maybe you wanted a little bit more.
All right, this is a mathematics question. I'm gonna send it to Sean. Sean, will Electroshock Therapy finally be AC 120 plus, not DC 12V?
Well,
we should have Clinton here. Clinton's in charge of EST,
exactly.
Right?
He is the mayor of Electroshock City. I've heard a whisper, something in the wind, talking about we're going to be experimenting with the kids course as to how much voltage we will be using. And these, no, I don't know. Honestly, I would go with 120 because I think everybody that's been running these Tough Mudders, they're kind of used to the 10 volt one now. The 10,000. What is it, 10,000 volts? Is that what we had?
Up to 10,000, yeah.
Yeah. So it's time to turn it up.
What is the difference in these two figures? Do we know? Does anybody really know what these are?
So AC
batteries.
D. Are they D batteries?
Yeah. We're switching to Duracell.
So AC is what you get in your house. If you plug into the wall, you're getting AC 120 volts. DC is what you get from a battery. What's in your car or what's in a flashlight, and that's direct current. So we use direct current, but much higher voltage and much lower amperage. So it's amps that kill you. Volts is fine. You can take a lot of volts. So we give you a lot of volts and a little amperage, which is why you get that nice tickle, right? But it's harmless.
So in the words of Michael Keaton and Mr. Mom, 120, 220,
whatever it takes.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Did you just use the term tickle, by the way?
It's a little tickle. Just a little tickle.
Well, listen.
We were actually looking to see if we could do some research about the sanitization properties of electroshock therapy. And maybe you run through enough, the static electricity that's created in between the wires might be enough to sanitize and sterilize. We were thinking we might put it at registration so that people go through electroshock before they come into the site. Similar to how a lot of the stadiums are doing, like you go into the booth and you get sprayed with things now, and make sure that you're not bringing any outside germs or virus in with you. We're gonna put electroshock up front.
And Kyle didn't want me to mention this, but since you brought up Clinton's name, I'm going to have to tell him, Kyle, that all the MCs with Tough Mudder will be launching the new COVID hug, fist pump, hand slapping. We'll be launching those COVID safe hugs come this year. But I wasn't supposed to say anything. We haven't completed the patent on that yet, but expect that to come, everyone, when you're there. Lots of hugs, still lots of high fives.
I look forward to that. I'm going to hop on. I'm going to do a little screen share as if this hasn't been complicated enough for me, because I figured out how to do that. Hang on. Share screen. This is going to get super exciting. You ready for this? This is going to be amazing.
The suspense is killing us. Whoa. Oh, great. You're sharing a screen of your screen.
Of course that happened. Sorry.
I got nothing.
Did you see that?
This is like, yeah. This is like my direct TV. I got nothing.
Hang on a second. Listen. This, Kyle knows about this. Sometimes to innovate, you've got to blah, blah, blah. What's the word I'm looking for?
Got to break things.
Exactly. Sometimes to innovate, you've got to application window. This is so dumb.
This is how they discovered penicillin.
Here we go. All right. See this, buddy? Now we good?
Bingo.
So 9 and 9:45 sold out. 12 noon and 12:45 sold out. So you want to get on this.
Okay, yeah, and so as of earlier this morning, 10 and 11 on Classic were also sold out, and we just shifted some of the 5K slots into Classic to try to open up a few more windows there. So there's not a lot of space left in 10 and 11.
So get on it.
Yeah, Atlanta's tracking to be a bigger event in terms of total participants than it was in 2019, just kind of based on where momentum is. We're going to be much more spread out. So waves will be smaller. It'll be running a little bit later into the day on both days, but we're seeing a lot of good momentum in both Atlanta and Missouri right now.
So 9 to 9:45, will that be? It's not going to be 200 people 15 minutes apart or 30 minutes apart. It's going to be less people, more waves, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So there are up to 500 spots per hour. Versus what we typically had was 1,000 spots per hour. So it's 50% capacity compared to what it used to be. And we will likely be running either 4 or 5 waves per hour, probably 4 waves per hour, about 125 each. And that's booked in slots too, right? So once you take out some no-shows, maybe about 100 people per slot. And you will be able to get whether you want the 9, the 9:15, the 9:30, or the 9:45 based on when you arrive. So you get there and you'll go to the starting area. And if there are spots open in the 9 o'clock, you'll be able to hop in that. But you and whoever you want to run with within that 9 o'clock to 9:45 window can pick your slot and then make your way over to Sean to get the briefing and head out on the course.
Somebody's got their emails on. I think it's you, Kyle.
Oh, I'm always good for a little background noise.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let these guys go. Thanks for hopping on. The new podcast is called No Excuses.
Yes. No excuses, you and I, when I see you in Atlanta at lunch, right?
Absolutely.
No excuses, buddy.
No excuses. Available on all of the players beginning on what day of the week? I know I already asked you this.
Tomorrow, February 10th.
February 10th on every favorite player of yours.
And we will be launching every Wednesday from here on.
Go to any app. I specifically love Overcast. I'll give them a little shout out. They don't sponsor me, but I love Overcast. Put that on 1.5 speed and go run for an hour. But how long? What do we expect these things to be? 30 minutes, an hour? What do we think they're going to be?
The first ones were a little long because they were like really cool people. I couldn't control myself. I kept talking over and over, but they're going to be, hopefully I'll be targeting for 30 minutes. So
is Kyle going to have to edit these, or did you farm that out to a foreign country?
We got a professional, man.
Oh yeah, you don't want me editing that. You don't want me editing.
We've got professionals working on every end of this. So all I have to do is talk.
Well, listen, thanks everybody for hopping on. If you came here late and you're asking questions that we answered in the first 5 minutes, I will not ask them again, but you can rewatch this on YouTube or Facebook, and I'll put it up on the podcast as well, just because I like to do that.
There you go. You're a nice guy, Matt.
I'm super nice.
Despite what people say about you, you're a great guy.
All right, that'll be the last comment. It'll be OCR Dub Lane. Sean Smile is the best. Have a great day, everybody.
That's so awesome.
Love you, miss you, mean it.